joined in the studio by a whole host of people. I'd like to say good afternoon to Natalie Hudson. She's sitting in the corner, didn't think I would call out her name.
Thank you.
And also to Sharron Stewart, to Nigel Best, and to Natalee Hudson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I will start with you, Nigel.
Okay.
Very smartly dressed, Nigel.
Thank you very much.
Nigel, right, we're talking about education. So first of all, which school are you from? What do you teach?
Okay, the Djanogly City Academy, Nottingham. I'm assistant principal there for community and partnerships. So I get heavily involved in the community and projects like this.
Okay, so projects like this, what kind of project is it?
Basically, it's a global partnership project where we're linking very closely with a school in Jamaica, and we're lucky to have Natalie over here for the week. And also we've got one of our own teachers, Sharron Stewart, going over to Jamaica on March the 8th. So we're all very excited about that.
Okay. Oh, I shall get to Sharron in just a moment. So it's called a Global Schools Partnership, and what is it that you hope to achieve?
Well, basically, apart from linking closely with Jamaica, because we have got quite a few of our students at Djanogly who have a Jamaican heritage background, so we feel by linking closely with the school in Jamaica, we can actually self-esteem, closely linked with this area as well. Lots of things, but basically we're also looking at the curriculum, and this year we're focusing on the English department where Sharron actually works.
Okay, the English department, and this was a project that was spearheaded, I heard earlier, by Des Wilson, our very own Des Wilson, ex-sheriff of Nottingham.
Yep, absolutely amazing.
But isn't the sheriff supposed to be a horrible man, a bad man, who's not supposed to do good things?
Supposed to be, but Des, obviously, it's a dream. There's a dream of Des, and he's actually fulfilled his dream by actually helping to set up a project like this. It is also linked to the British Council as well, because they provide the funding.
Oh right, the British Council. Alright, let's move on to you now, Natalie. Welcome to Nottingham, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, what's your first impression of Nottingham?
Cold. Yeah.
So you've come on an exchange visit, and what's your impression of the school?
I love it actually. If it wasn't for the weather, I'd probably not want to go home. Right.
Is there any sort of stark contrast have you seen between your school in Jamaica and the Djanogly school?
Yeah, for one, Djanogly, the technology that they have available, we at Receive in Jamaica, not readily available to us. I think that is one of the things that stands out when I first got there, was the technology that they have at hand. The atmosphere is different as well.
In what way?
You find that the teachers are really into using the technology to bring across their lessons. And I think because we, in Jamaica in particular, receives, because we don't have the technology, it is such a different environment. We have to make do with what we have, but I think at Djanogly they're really doing something special with what they have.
So which school are you from?
I'm from Receive in Hanover, the western end of the island, yes.
What's your subject?
I teach English as well.
Okay.
So the link is with the English departments from the Djanogly and Receive, and we're looking at diversity through poetry, because what we're trying to look at is what's similar in our curriculum or what's similar in our students' lifestyle. Most students here in the UK have, to a certain extent, come from some other country, and the poetry that we look at speaks to immigrants and diversity in cultures and stuff like that.
What kind of poetry?
Well, we are doing, from the Jamaica standpoint, we'll be looking at, on Friday when I go to a class, we'll be looking at Colonial Girls' School by Olive Senior, and from the immigrants, which speaks to immigrants coming to a foreign country, the loss of identity, the fact that in the Caribbean some years ago students were forced to take on this identity that they could not acknowledge, they knew nothing of. Particularly Colonial Girls' School speaks of the British indoctrination into the Caribbean and stuff like that.
Can you give us a couple of lines from that?
No,
it doesn't come to mind. But Olive Senior, I do recognise her as a recognised poet. So the school that you teach in Jamaica, is that an old school? Is that a fairly...
It's a fairly old school. It was established in 1777. It is the third oldest school on the island. So
in 1777?
Right. And by an immigrant too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin Ricci, he was fleeing religious persecution, and he was left on the island to die because he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And the people of Hanover treated him so well that he set up a trust for a school for the children of Hanover. And it was not until 1982 that it was formally renamed after Parliament passed the law. It was formerly known as Ricci's High, but the school itself came into being in 1777.
1777. It's quite notable, isn't it, really, that you're going to one of the third oldest schools in Jamaica. And can I just ask you, do the pupils pay for their education at your school?
No, it's free. It's paid for by the government.
Right.
But all resources, books and stuff have to be from the parents. The parents have to provide all of those things.
Is that general in Jamaica?
General,
yes. That you had to pay for your education in Jamaica?
Well, before you had to pay a cost to attend, but now the government has set up a scheme where it is free. The general cost of going to school is free. So with that in mind, everybody is expected to go to school.
Which is a great thing.
Right.
It's a great thing, right across from the cities to the villages.
Right.
Okay. So what do you? I know you've only just started, but what do you expect to learn while you're here?
Well, first of all, I hope to take back different ways of looking at our curriculum, rather than sticking to the rote way of learning, as we call it back home, the chalk and talk. We want to incorporate a lot of technology into our learning, because that is the way of the world. That's the way everything is going, and we need to expose our students to that particular area. So that is, I hope to bring back some fresh ideas as how we can do that with the resources that we have. That is,
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I hope that the weather stays fine for you, and you really discover some really good things to take back, but also to bring, from Jamaica to Nottingham as well.
I hope I can bring a lot of ideas, and I was speaking to our vice principal this morning, and I think we had a really good meeting. We exchanged a lot of positive ideas, so hopefully it will benefit everybody in the partnership.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
Can I bring you in now, Sharron, because apparently you're the next teacher on the list to go over to Jamaica. Are you excited about that? Are you excited about that?
Well, yes, I am quite excited. It's been very, very nice to leave the cold behind and just get some sunshine. But equally, we've been looking forward to the visit at Djanogly by Natalie for months now, and it's really, really nice that she's here, and a warm welcome. She's received a warm welcome, and in terms of the partnership and sharing ideas and developing the curriculum, she's only been with us Monday and Tuesday, and already she's done that. So there's a lot that she has seen that we do, and also things that Natalie and they do at Rusi's school that we've seen as well, that we're going to try and incorporate in our curriculum as well.
Yeah. I've only been to Jamaica once, and I was given some books by this businesswoman. Said, "Will you take these books when you're going?" I said, "Yeah." And I had to deliver them to a school in Sablamar. So I just didn't think about it. I just thought, what is possible of books? And I arrived there. And they said, "Oh, thank you for bringing these books. Now, would you say a few words to these kids?" And the kids were, they were just looking at me really intently. And I was going, "Oh." But I just got the impression that they're not casual in Jamaica about their education. And maybe that's not a question that I should be posing to you. And the other thing that really impressed me, I know this sounds a bit silly really, but we were in the car and we were going to the school and it was quite early in the morning, and there was this mist around, and at the side of the road, all of a sudden, you would see young people dressed smartly and cleanly in their uniforms, and their socks were the whitest of white that I have, and this is out in the country, you know, and it was just, I don't know, to me it was just mystical and magical, and I just got the impression that they're not casual about their education as perhaps we have become here. Natalie, sorry, bring you back in again.
Right. We aren't casual at all about education in Jamaica, because the majority of our population is poor and are not afforded a lot of opportunities. Education is seen as the avenue to break the culture of poverty. So a lot of parents are really serious about this, about education, getting your children out to school, ensuring that they do well. And because for many it is the way to ensure that your children do better than they did. Because they don't have the money.
And that's the point of life, isn't it? As an adult having children, that's the point, isn't it? But I think that as well as developing the curriculum, it might be a good idea to take some young people overseas, whether it's to Jamaica or other countries, just to see how others approach education. That might be a good thing to do.
Right.
That's just my idea. I'll just pop that in there. Sharron, before you go, you're going to go to Jamaica. When are you off?
Okay, I'm leaving for Jamaica on March the 8th to the 19th to embark on my Jamaican experience, or Jamaican education experience. I'm looking forward to it because that part of Jamaica is an area that I haven't been before, and you know, speaking to Natalie and speaking to other teachers that have been, they've all come back with good things, and the behaviour of the kids and how well they dress and so on. I mean, a teacher that's left us now, which is Edward Cornwall, he went last year to Jamaica, and Ed and Natalie sort of compiled their project of culture and diversity, looking at poetry. So when I go to Jamaica, I'll be carrying that on, but slightly veering off a little bit, with a little bit of geography and history incorporated in the English.
Okay, well, we do wish you well, and when you come back from Jamaica, you must come in and tell us about your experiences.
We will.
Well, you see, now you've made a public promise. So, Julia, Sharron, Nigel and Natalie, thanks a lot for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you.